Beth Jones. Authorities are still investigating the alleged murder of a 10-year-old child on February 18.
According to Bangor Police Detective Brent Bollier, that child was taken to a local hospital with life-threatening injuries. Despite life-saving efforts, the child succumbed to their injuries that night. The chief medical examiner in Augusta ruled the death a homicide. The child's parents, Joshua Smith and Jem Bean, and paternal grandmother, Misty LaTourette, have since been arrested and charged with depraved indifference murder. They're being held at the Penobscot County Jail. Residents along B Street, where the family lived, say they're upset by the news.
Just not understanding why. It just seems senseless, and it's heartbreaking.
Things like this are not okay. And I mean, if you're going to have a kid, why would you even have one? If you have tendencies to, be angry or, go off or something like that. That's just, no kid deserves that.
The family members are scheduled to be arraigned on Friday.
Fire tore through a camp in Carmel this afternoon. Officials say one person occupied that camp, but it's unclear if they are there year-round. Officials tell us they believe the fire started on the lake side of the building, and unfortunately wind was coming off the lake this afternoon, making for challenging conditions for firefighters. And that wasn't the only issue.
Well, right now we're trying to get this thing to cool down. The wind is just going to keep it going. And we're so far down in the woods, literally, challenge getting water in and out. A lot of the equipment's starting to freeze now too.
The exact cause of the fire is not clear at this time. One person was transported for medical treatment, but officials wouldn't confirm who it was or what the injuries were. Chief Acevedo says they plan to stay on scene for at least a few hours longer as the wind continued to pose a risk of reignition, and they worried about neighboring properties.
607 Mainers lost their lives to preventable overdose deaths last year, a decrease from 723 deaths in 2022. One group is hoping to reduce that number even further by providing training to the public on how to administer the overdose reversal drug naloxone, also known as Narcan. Mobilize Recovery partnered with the Augusta Food Bank to provide the Narcan training and provided participants with 2 doses as well. The Augusta Food Bank provides food to around 350 households monthly during their Thursday distribution day. Jonathan Reynolds, a community organizer with Mobilize Recovery, explains why it's important for everyone to be trained on how to administer Narcan, even if you or a loved one don't struggle with substance use disorder.
It's important to have it so you can save someone's life in case you're ever driving down the street and you witness an overdose, or you're ever around somewhere and somebody overdoses. It's always good to have so you can be there to save someone's life. Most people, the way I explain it is if they're familiar with Flonase, the allergy medication, it looks just like Flonase, and it's also administered the same way Flonase is administered to yourself through allergies. The best way to train somebody is just explaining to them that to stay calm.
Reynolds adds you should always call 911 after administering Narcan and stress that Maine has the strongest Good Samaritan law in the nation, so you can't be arrested for most drug-related crimes if you call 911 due to an overdose. For more information or to learn how to get Narcan training, you can find the Maine Recovery Advocacy Project on Facebook.
Starting in early January, the United States Postal Service began their facility review of the Eastern Maine Processing and Distribution Center.
The proposed consolidation would see the Hamden facility downsized to a local processing center, which would transfer outgoing mail duties to Southern Maine's Scarborough facility.
Well, part of their review is to hear public input, and our Doug Banks attended the public meeting earlier this evening. He joins us live in studio with those details. Doug.
Thank you. The United States Postal Service presented its initial findings from their Hamden facility review to community members, local postal unions, and city and state officials. I heard from USPS about how they say this will improve their efficiency and the concerns those who attended the meeting brought forth. On Thursday, people gathered to hear from USPS about the Eastern Maine Processing and Distribution Center facility review.
Even if they don't reassign people, it's still going to impact the service that's provided to people in Maine.
The proposal would have outgoing mail to any destination in or out of the state be sent to Scarborough first, even if its destination is in this region. Mail coming into the region would still go through the Hamden facility.
With the room you're freeing up in all of these local facilities, you can retool them to better handle the mail that's coming into their area for local deliveries.
A day down there, another day back up, 2-3 day delay, which could be catastrophic.
Among those who stepped to the podium, a Brewer City Council member asked for a resolve to be read in their next City Council meeting over the logistical problems that could arise.
The idea of it being less expensive to transport all of our mail to southern Maine just does not make any sense to us.
Secretary of State Shenna Bellows spoke to the potential difficulties of sending absentee ballots.
Sending northern Maine mail down to southern Maine and then bringing it back up doesn't make a lot of sense, and furthermore, endangers timely ballot delivery.
Senate Chair Troy Jackson brought to the podium a joint resolution signed by the entire Maine House and Senate showing their disapproval of consolidation.
We represent 1.3 million people across the state, which is the entire state, so whenever the Maine legislature speaks unanimously on something like that, I mean, in effect, we're unanimously speaking for all 1.3 million people.
The USPS's facility review is still ongoing, with online public response remaining open until March 15th. Those details can be found later tonight on our website, foxbangor.com. Beth and Peter.
All right, Doug, thank you. Well, in Maine, the right to vote and participate in elections is a key tenet of the democratic process, and that right is extended to everyone regardless of race, religion, or disability. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bichard spoke with Maine's top election official about accessibility in Maine's voting process.
So here in Maine, we do our best to make voting not only safe and secure, but also accessible to everyone.
Secretary of State Shenna Bellows is in charge of elections in Maine. While the system isn't new, Secretary Bellows sometimes hears from people who didn't know the technology existed until Election Day.
In Maine, we use what's called the express vote. It's a machine that helps people vote if they have a disability that precludes them from filling out the paper ballot.
Secretary Bellows adds the accessible voting machines are never connected to the internet. And while they're designed to help people with disabilities, the technology is available for everyone.
Anyone can use the accessible voting machine. So perhaps a viewer at home doesn't have a disability, but they have arthritis in their hands, or they just don't like filling things out and they want to use a touch screen. The accessible voting system is for everyone. Anyone can use it. It does produce a paper ballot because paper ballots are the gold standard in election security.
We asked Secretary Bellows to walk us through the process of using the express vote machine.
So first, there is a blank ballot that you insert into the activator. Today, we're obviously not actually voting. So, do you like Bugs Bunny, Daisy Duck, or Scooby-Doo? I'm a big fan of Scooby-Doo. You touch your selection, and then you go to the next button. Ah, there's a citizen initiative in this one. Do you favor allowing talking animals in Maine to wear top hats and bow ties in public? Yes. So, now I can review my selections. I can verify what I did. I voted for Scooby-Doo for President of the United States, and I voted yes on the referendum question regarding whether animals could wear top hats. Now I print that card. Now that is the card that I placed in the machine. So you then remove it. You can see it voted President of the United States and the Citizen Initiative.
The presidential primary election in Maine is next Tuesday, March 5th. At the State House, I'm Corey Bichard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
More than 500 organizations, businesses, and towns from across the state today urged lawmakers to pass a $30 million Maine Trails bond. If passed, voters could have an opportunity to approve it during the November election. The bill would provide $30 million in grants over 4 years to organizations and towns for motorized, non-motorized, and multi-use trail projects. Funds would be managed by the Bureau of Parks and Lands. This would be the first ever opportunity for Maine voters to vote on a trails bond. Supporters say the rain and wind storms caused flooding and serious trail damage. increasing the sense of urgency for funding to help communities, trail clubs, and land trusts with the needed repair work.
If this is approved by voters, the $30 million bond would address urgent needs for our trail system, main needs and outgoing sources of funding to support clubs and trails. Those longer-term funding discussions are underway, and this bond proposal would provide a bridge to get rid of this, to get us out of this solution. We urge the legislative to put the bond proposal out to voters in November and let them make a decision, which is a good decision, a great investment, and which we believe they will support.
The Appropriations Committee is expected to decide the fate of the Main Trails bond in the weeks ahead. The bill would then need a 2/3 vote in the House and Senate, as well as the governor's signature to place it on the November ballot for consideration by Maine voters.
It was a chilly one outside today. The wind just kind of went right through you.
Yeah.
Not terribly pleasant. I always kind of defer to the was there sunshine. There was, which was nice.
Yeah,
but
there
it was crisp,
yeah,
as I like to say.
Yeah, it certainly was. The sun wasn't doing too much for us today.
Yeah,
and,
no, it wasn't.
It didn't help that the temperatures were low to begin with. And
Right.
that wind chill just struck you to your core.
All right, well, we don't think it's going to get much warmer. Let's get a first
No.
check of our forecast and see what the overnight looks like.
And thank you so much. And finally, right, we are clearing up. Things are looking good. That low pressure system is out of our area. It left early this morning, and then look at this. We saw high temperatures around 48 by around midnight, and then the sharp cold front came by, cooled us off where Greenville by around midnight was only at around freezing, and then they were back in the teens and even colder than that. Now, we do have wind chill advisories that have been posted up north, and of course some gale warnings right by the coast, but you got to go Greenville area and then just north and west of Millinocket area to get into some wind chill advisories. Now, hour by hour forecast, right? What's it going to be tonight? Very, very cold. Take a look at these temperatures. We're talking single digits overnight with the light breeze, and that feels like temperature will be closer to 10 below zero.
Yeah, well, it's like you said, it's not getting any warmer.
Not getting any warmer on the overnight, that's for sure.
Nope.
All right, well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the Maine Department of Public Safety looks to boost the ranks of Maine law enforcement. We'll tell you how.
And experts explain why it's important to incorporate leap years into our calendar. Those stories and more when we come right back.
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important?
Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you?
No.
Of course not.
Not again.
Get your Toyota ready for the year's coldest and harshest weather. See your New England Toyota dealer for great service offers to help keep your Toyota dependable and fuel efficient all winter long. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to -60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole, with boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
The baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. From the heavens! All new Friday Night SmackDown at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Hi there, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up on Good Morning Maine, Thursday was a leap day. We'll hear a story that will localize leap years. Plus, the state police are working hard to recruit new troopers. And we'll check out a local Narcan training. These stories, plus a look at Rennie's job fair in Bangor, coming up on Good Morning Maine.
The Department of Public Safety unveiled a new recruitment video today. It's one of many efforts to address critical staffing issues at Maine's law enforcement agencies. Our Grace Blanchard has more.
As law enforcement agencies across the state continue to face staffing shortages, the Department of Public Safety has launched a new video that they hope will be a game changer specifically for out-of-state recruiting.
What's so unique about this particular program is it's really about Maine in general.
The Commissioner of Public Safety says their mission is to reach a nationwide audience by marketing Maine as not just a great place to work, but also to live.
Maine, while it's a beautiful place to live, love, and raise families, we are not immune to the staffing issues that you see all over the country.
There are currently over 300 vacancies at police departments, dispatch centers, and correctional facilities across the state. And advocates say the staffing shortages are not only affecting law enforcement.
It's affecting all areas of public safety. We are all struggling to recruit, train, and keep folks in this profession.
The Maine Chiefs of Police Association partnered with students from Husson University to develop this innovative project.
These amazing students were excited to capture the imagery of community service and progressive law enforcement services while showcasing Maine.
I'm confident that once we get our hands on folks, when they come up to the state and they start looking around, they start talking to our professionals, that we're going to keep them.
In Augusta, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Today is February 29th. It's a day that doesn't appear on our calendars very often. And while an extra day once every 4 years might seem insignificant, experts say it's not. Our David Ledford has more.
Leap Day. It's a footnote on many desk calendars, an extra day in February that comes with each leap year. But why? We sat down with University of Maine astronomy expert Sean Lotch to find out.
Leap year is to balance out our calendars. The Earth takes 365.25 days to orbit the sun. Every 4 years, we add that extra quarter day.
Lotch says this is because a large portion of the world uses the Gregorian calendar, a solar dating system.
Our sense of time is measured by things in the sky. People today, I don't often think of that. They think of their clock. But, we started off by, measuring things in the sky, the rotation of the Earth on its axis, our revolution around the sun.
Lotch says if we didn't have leap years, our calendar system wouldn't make sense anymore. Seasons would begin to drift, and things like holidays wouldn't fall where we expect them to.
The New Year's Day, or for instance, Christmas or Easter or other things like that, they will start to shift, and pretty soon they would be several months off. It would get warmer and warmer, and it'd end up being like springtime when you actually had Christmas.
February 29th comes once every 4 years, with an exception that involves a bit of math. Leap years divisible by 100 but not 400 are skipped. That means the last skipped leap year was in 1900, and we won't skip another one until 2100. In Orono, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Speed skating, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, and more. The Special Olympics Maine Winter Games are in the books. Photojournalist Colin Marr takes us there.
They put a lot of training into these competitions that we host. We have an 8-week training regimen that our coaches put them through leading into the competition, and they battle every element, especially with winter games.
What made me want to compete here is just the camaraderie and all my friends, and being able to see if I can try to win a couple medals. That's my guy.
A lot of our athletes, really look forward to these days that we put on for Special Olympics, whether it's, during the week or whatever, leading into a month out. It's their crown jewel of, their athletic ability.
I actually like doing Special Olympics. It's fun and exciting.
It's a very special day. It's a little freezy outside, but it's good to get out. That's all, folks.
Wow, Special Olympics, just always an incredible event. Just
always inspiring, always makes you smile, and just, congratulations to all the athletes for sure.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, Vladimir Putin giving a stern warning to the West and NATO as the Russian election season begins.
And Congress has passed another short-term bill to fund the government, but this one expires in a matter of days, not even weeks. More on those negotiations after the break.
Don't miss your chance for huge savings on replacement windows during Renewal by Andersen's Leap Year Savings event. If your windows are warping, sticking, or drafty, don't wait any longer. Call us now and schedule a free window diagnosis. We manufacture, install, and warranty our windows, and our exclusive Fibrex composite material is 2 times stronger than vinyl. Call this number now to save big. This event only happens once every 4 years. Plus, get special financing and installation is always included. Call now. Renewal by Andersen's Leap Year Savings event ends soon.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole blacklight mini golf course. Budget-friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
CEM DP Porter Contractors have been in business for more than 40 years. We have recently added an electrical division to further be of service to our loyal customers. CEM specializes in design build for commercial and residential projects. Whether you need help with older construction, new build-outs, or electrical services, CEM has you covered. CEM is currently hiring for all positions. We offer competitive pay as well as great benefits. To inquire about employment or construction, please reach out to 848-7486 or visit CEMmaine.com.
Caitlin Clark, big time maneuver. She needs no introduction. Hello. She's indescribable. Can you believe this? There are no words. Got it. My goodness. Now she has her sights set on Pistol Pete, all-time NCAA scoring record in a revenge game against Ohio State. Get ready for some Caitlin Clark in your life. Sunday at 12:30 Eastern on Fox.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back. Israeli soldiers opened fire on civilians waiting for food in Gaza City. They say it was self-defense. Palestinians say it was a war crime. Fox's Mike Tobin has more from Tel Aviv.
Do you still expect the ceasefire is possible by Monday, sir?
Probably not by Monday, but I'm hopeful.
President Biden not mincing words about the potential impact of an Israeli strike on Palestinian civilians. It happened on Thursday. Witnesses say Israeli forces fired on a crowd of people waiting in line for food in Gaza City. More than 100 were killed and at least 700 injured. But Israeli officials tell a different story. They say the IDF was helping to distribute aid when the crowd became violent, forcing the troops to defend themselves.
Humanitarian aid vehicles entered the Gaza Strip and were overwhelmed by people attempting to essentially loot, to take that aid from those aid trucks.
The White House says it is still investigating, but the incident underscores the urgency of the ceasefire talks currently underway. President Biden had previously said he was hoping for a new agreement by Monday, but acknowledges that's not likely after today's attack.
We're checking that out right now. There's two competing versions of what happened. I don't have an answer yet.
Are you worried about what complications this negotiations.
I know will.
Making things worse, there are virtually no medical supplies to treat the hundreds of wounded civilians, resulting in chaotic scenes inside the few remaining hospitals still functioning in northern Gaza.
What is happening to us is unjust. It is unfair. We are people who just want to live and eat.
U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin told Congress more than 25,000 women and children have been killed in Gaza since October. In Tel Aviv, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is once again warning the West to stay out of his country's business or else. Putin told Parliament Thursday that the West is trying to destroy Russia. Fox's Alex Hogan reports.
A new warning for the West.
We also have weapons that can hit targets on their territory. And what they are doing, trying to scare the whole world, it does risk a conflict with nuclear weapons.
In his annual address to Parliament, Russian President Vladimir Putin told NATO not to send troops to Ukraine after France raised the possibility.
The US administration's professed interest in discussing strategic stability with us is merely demagoguery. They simply want to show to their citizens and the world, especially in the lead-up to our presidential election, that they continue to rule the world.
Russia's presidential election is in mid-March, with early voting already underway in remote regions. For the first time, voting will take place in occupied Ukrainian territories, something the U.S. quickly condemned. Washington is also watching the situation in Moldova after pro-Russian officials in the breakaway region of Transnistria asked Moscow for protection.
We have seen Russia take a number of incredibly reckless and destabilizing acts in the region. That's not nothing new.
Putin amended Russia's constitution, enabling him to remain in power until 2036. He's widely expected to win a fifth term next month, with most of his prominent opponents exiled, behind bars, or dead.
The public murder has once again showed everyone that Putin is capable of anything and that you cannot negotiate with him.
Yulia Navalnaya keeping Alexei Navalny's message alive. Her husband, the famous opposition leader who recently died in a Russian jail, had urged his supporters to voice their disapproval at the polls this year. Police are already outside the cemetery where the 47-year-old will be buried on Friday.
Today, Ksenia Karelina appeared in a Russian court. The dual U.S.-Russian citizen was recently arrested on suspicion of treason for allegedly donating about $50 to a U.S.-based charity supporting Ukraine. The court denied her appeal against her detention. In London, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Well, the Senate passed another short-term spending measure tonight, avoiding a government shutdown, but only for a matter of days. Fox's Caroline Shively reports.
Justice delayed is justice denied.
A new Florida law will reveal if convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein received preferential treatment from prosecutors nearly 2 decades ago.
I can't express the gratitude I have for this bill. Sorry.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed the law today, alongside 2 of Epstein's victims. The law will reveal testimony and evidence presented to a Florida grand jury in 2006 that ultimately charged Epstein with just 1 felony count of soliciting prostitution, but no child sex crimes, despite the victim being under 18 years old.
We are finally going to learn why. We have been left in the dark for so long.
Governor DeSantis is now pressuring President Joe Biden to follow his lead.
The federal Epstein files should be released. I would challenge Joe Biden to do that.
Nearly 2 decades ago, former U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida and later U.S. Labor Secretary Alex Acosta struck a deal with Epstein that Acosta still defends because it put Epstein in jail for an 18-month sentence. But it also involved a non-prosecution agreement and allowed for Epstein to spend much of his sentence at his office through a work release program. Epstein died in a New York jail cell in 2019 while awaiting trial for separate sex trafficking charges. In New York, Nate Foy, Fox News.
You just heard about the latest effort to get information about the Epstein case, and we now bring you that story. The Senate passing another short-term spending measure, avoiding a government shutdown temporarily. Fox's Caroline Shively brings us that story.
Talk about cutting it close.
On this vote, the yeas are 320, the nays are 99.
Just before the money was set to run out this weekend, the House passed a short-term federal spending bill Thursday, sending it over to the Senate.
Ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it.
and the motion is agreed to.
The continuing resolution is only a temporary measure. Some funding lasts until March 22nd, and some runs out in about a week. Multiple departments, including Veterans Affairs, Transportation, and the Environmental Protection Agency, would only be funded until March 8th.
Look, the appropriations process is ugly. Democracy is ugly. This is the way it works every year, always has.
Some conservative Republicans fought to slash more money from non-defense programs, pointing to the country's massive debt.
And by 2026, we're going to be spending $1 trillion on interest. We're going to continue to spend monies at the Nancy Pelosi spending level of an omnibus bill that Republicans roundly oppose.
It's the fourth short-term extension in the last several months, keeping spending around last year's levels, about $1.6 trillion for the fiscal year that started in October.
Is this why we were elected, to keep the lights on? Apparently that is all we can do.
Senate leaders hope this paves the way for passing the first 6 of 12 appropriations bills next week, 5 months past the original deadline. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News, state basketball championships kick off tomorrow.
Mount View boys basketball is gearing up in hopes of winning their first gold ball in nearly 40 years. Stay tuned for that story coming up.
Is this the start of a dynasty? A redemption tour? A breakthrough? Or is this the makings of the wildest ride you'll ever witness? Any questions?
I got hurt in a car accident. Give me one good reason why I should call the twos.
How about 3 great reasons you should call us? 1, we make it easy. You can sign up with our e-sign program or we can come to you. 2, there's no upfront cost. Read the results. Just listen to this.
Lowry & Associates got me $475,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
Transform your surroundings with Paramount Paving, located in Bangor. They are your paving and seal coating experts. Whether it's residential maintenance to full commercial projects, Paramount Paving delivers quality that lasts. Book before June 1st and enjoy a $250 Visa gift card upon completion of your next paving project. Call us today at 602-8931 or visit us at ParamountPavingLLC.com. Paramount Paving, setting the standard for excellence. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
At Honda, hybrid is more than fuel efficiency. It means sporty and fun to drive, style that enhances functionality, and technology that's paving the way for tomorrow. No wonder it made Car and Driver's 10 Best list for the 37th time. The Accord Hybrid. Hybrid, defined by Honda.
Great Scott! This is Green Bear 420 in 2010. What kind of trip is this? I gotta get back to 2023. Wait, it's 2015. So much has changed. In 2023, we had a lot more glass, t-shirts, and novelties. It's gonna take a bolt of lightning to get me home. Finally, home at last. Now Green Bear 420, Green Bear Green Care is bigger and better than ever. To be continued.
There was a kidnapping today. 28 people. The city bus just disappeared. There's kids on the bus. Don't make me shoot you.
Cutting corners, going rogue. It's a problem.
Put out the alert.
We're running out of time.
Please just find my kid. No! We will get them back. Every single one of them.
You having fun yet?
They changed everything.
Alert season premiere this Tuesday on Fox.
Welcome back. The CDC says flu shots this year have been 42% effective so far this season. The flu vaccine aims to prevent adults from getting sick enough from the flu that they need to see a doctor or go to a hospital. Meanwhile, for kids, roughly 60% were found to be less likely to need a doctor or hospital intervention after getting their shots. The CDC says this preliminary data high is good or better than seasons dating back to 2016. The details were first previewed Wednesday at a meeting of the CDC's Advisory Board on Immunization Practices, which discusses the effectiveness of the latest vaccine. Medical professionals recommend people 6 months and older in the U.S. get their flu vaccine every year.
Firefighters in the Texas Panhandle are hoping Mother Nature offers some help to fight multiple wildfires. Fox's Casey Stiegel has the latest from Dallas.
A disaster declaration is now in effect for 60 counties in Texas as the wildfires here continue to spread. Hundreds of firefighters are now fighting multiple blazes, including the Smokehouse Creek fire. At least one person is confirmed dead, while dozens of others are now homeless after watching their communities burn.
I think everyone's still really in shock. I mean, literally everything around the town is completely ash.
But firefighters could be getting some help from Mother Nature on Thursday. The fast spread has been fueled by strong winds, dry grass, and unseasonably warm temperatures. But now meteorologists are forecasting a change in wind patterns and cooler temperatures, which would help increase containment.
With our current conditions, the spread is going to be minimalized, especially with not much winds pushing them. So that is going to be helpful.
Meanwhile, the White House says President Biden is monitoring the situation closely, and Texas will have all the resources it needs to contain the fires.
Federal officials are in close contact with state and local officials on the front lines of these fires, and FEMA and the U.S. Forest Service are providing assistance to the state.
The National Weather Service says those improved conditions won't last. Another big warm-up is expected this weekend. That's the latest from Dallas. Casey Stiegel, Fox News.
Certainly a treacherous situation out there.
Yeah.
You know, just yesterday we heard that 60 counties.
Right, and that remains the count.
Yeah. All right, well, when we come back, our full 5-day forecast is coming right up.
And we saw our high temperatures around 48 degrees. That was around midnight. Then a shower of cold front came by and really cooled us off. It came with a punch, right? We were back in the 20s and 30s. When are we going to warm back up? I'll have the answers coming up.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
Little Miss Davis Sweets and Treats, a home-based business that specializes in homemade baked goods. I bake everything from mini cupcakes and cakes, including my giant cookies, cupcakes, and large gingerbread men. I also specialize in baking homemade fudge and brownies too. Everything I bake is made to order, so I do kindly ask for at least a 7-day pickup notice when placing your order. Little Miss Davis Sweets and Treats.
I cried when a mammogram showed a lump that turned out to be breast cancer. I almost skipped that mammogram because of my workload, but it may have saved my life.
If you're a woman between the ages of 50 and 74, talk to your provider about being screened for breast cancer.
After treatment and surgery last fall, I'm so relieved to be cancer-free now.
Watch for changes in your breasts and learn more about breast cancer screening at screenmaine.org.
She's got a sick kid, a dead husband. She's desperate. Desperate people become liabilities.
The Cleaning Lady season premiere this Tuesday on Fox.
And welcome back, folks. We made it, right? It is Thursday. The weekend's around the corner. We are pretty clear, though. Low pressure system out of our area. Down south, though, you see that green? No money. We're looking at green in the form of rain. Closer to Texas, Atlanta area, Memphis. They are getting in on some scattered rain showers. And for us, though, whole different story. We saw that rain yesterday transition into a little bit of snow by those early morning hours, generally less than 1.5 inches all over the state. Just a little sprinkle of snow by Mother Nature, right? But for today, though, we just saw some passing clouds. Overall, though, we are clear from the precipitation. We're going to stay clear overnight. By tomorrow, we're looking good as well. And then it gets interesting once again. By Saturday, especially into the Saturday afternoon, we are looking at more chances of rain showers moving on in. And this is going to be lingering in our area the next several days. So Saturday, Sunday, into Monday, we're looking at possibly seeing some more scattered showers in the region. Now, rainfall-wise, though, we're potentially looking at around 3/4 inch in town, right by the coast, closer to 1 inch. Machias probably closer to 3/4 inch. And then north of Bangor, so north of town, right? This is where we're talking around 1/4 inch, so Greenville, Millinocket area. And then north of that, we're looking at possibly up to 1/2 inch of rain, but definitely less than what we're getting here in town. Now, the winds were a bit more on a gusty end earlier today. Now, a little bit lighter. We're still looking at a 13-mile-per-hour breeze in town. Look at Rockland. 24-mile-per-hour sustained winds with wind gusts closer to 40. Bar Harbor, Machias, a lot better, but we do still have some pockets of some very gusty winds. Temperature-wise, though, we were a little chilly, right? Closer to average, I'd say, starting out the day warm, and then we saw it cool down significantly. We had that push of warmer air, though, middle of the country, once again, not looking good. It's like a winter without a winter in the center part of the country. Here in Maine, though, central and northern Maine, of course, we saw a lot more snow than all these other states in the U.S., besides Alaska, though, right? They've been bitterly cold. Look at all these colors stretching from south to north, and then up into northern Canada. You see that? Those purple colors, those darker purple colors, of course, indicating very cold temperatures. These temperatures should be all the way down into Wisconsin, Illinois, South Dakota, North Dakota area, but we just have been lacking that most of the winter. For tonight, though, we are looking at very, very cold temperatures. Folks, you want to bundle up out there. Make sure you got your gloves, your scarves, your hats, and, of course, your jackets, and make sure they're buttoned up. We're looking at low temperatures in the single digits, decreasing clouds as well, but take a look at this. It's going to stay windy. We're going to see that northwest wind gusting around 25, 30 miles per hour, so that's going to make it feel a lot colder than that. It's going to make it feel like around 10 below by those morning hours. Now, for tomorrow, though, we are looking at temperatures around 29 degrees, sunny skies, so it's going to be very sunny in the area. Breezy, though. We are looking at that southwest wind gusting anywhere around 10, 20 miles per hour. So, of course, don't get fooled, folks. 29 degrees, right, as a high, but it's going to feel a lot colder than that, especially with that wind. It's going to feel like we are back in the teens. Now, our extended forecast outlook does get very interesting. Let's talk about this, right? So, tomorrow, we're going to stay cold. Not so cold overnight on Friday. We're actually going to continue to warm up by Saturday, back in the mid-40s, and take a look at this. Near record highs Sunday into Monday.
All right. I like looking at a warm-up.
Yeah, especially after today in particular. It's going to feel really nice.
All righty.
Well, sports is coming right up next. Stay with us.
Winter's still hanging around, so it's the perfect time for Ford's all-wheel drive sales event. Take your pick from our award-winning lineup of SUVs, from the versatile Ford Escape to the exciting Ford Bronco family with GOAT modes to handle any surface, to Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. These models are in stock, but hurry in for the best selection. The Ford all-wheel drive sales event happening now at your New England Ford dealers. Now get 0% APR for 60 months plus $1,000 cash on 2023 Ford Escape and Bronco Sport.
The hot, crispy filet o fish with soft steamed buns, tender, flaky fish, melty cheese, and tangy tartar sauce. You either love it or you haven't tried it yet.
Now at McDonald's, order a crispy, delicious Filet-O-Fish, a tender, juicy McCrispy or spicy McCrispy, 2 for only $6.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole, with boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects: biology.
Name an animal with the long neck.
Dinosaur, long neck, yeah.
Let me ask you something. When the last time you seen one?
Anatomy.
Name a part of Steve Harvey that a woman might want to kiss.
Your six-pack.
The six-pack? Does she know who Steve Harvey is? You got to dig for it, but it's in there.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We're going to start with some basketball because, of course, we are just under 24 hours away now from the high school gold ball games getting underway. Today, we head down to Thorndike to check out the Class C North boys champs from Mount View. The 7th-seeded Mustangs winning their first regional title since 1987 on Saturday over top seed Calais after knocking off the 2 and 3 seeds in the quarterfinals and semis. Even with their seeding at 7th, they played nothing but Class B schools in the regular season aside from just 3 games. So for the Mustangs, this provided them a distinct advantage over their fellow Class C schools.
We saw some of the top talents in the state play this year, and it definitely helps us, and it makes us stronger as a team.
When you're playing Madomic, Lincoln Academy, Oceanside, it only makes you stronger, makes you faster. And as I've been continuously saying, it certainly has battle tested us and prepared us for the tournament.
Saturday in Augusta, Mount View faces Monmouth for the state game, a team that they say will be the best they've seen in the tournament, but not all year. So if the Mustangs stick to their fast, in-your-face style of play, they believe they'll bring home that gold ball, a crowning moment for a squad that has really grown up with each other and a community that loves them so much.
I think it would mean everything to me and our community. It's been 37 years and we were able to do it. It's been amazing.
It's the ultimate goal and it's the ultimate prize that we've been focused on from day one of last year, and we're hoping that's the result.
It'd mean everything to people that I grew up with playing, and to win it with them, it'd just be amazing.
All right, let's head over to the ice now. On Friday, Maine hockey will head to Vermont to play their second-to-last series of the year and their first meeting this season with the Catamounts. It's been a less than ideal last few weeks for the Black Bears, being swept at New Hampshire before splitting a home series with a red-hot Northeastern team. Vermont right now sits tied for 8th place. They're just one spot out from hosting a home play-in game, so Maine knows they'll have to play a very detailed 60 minutes both nights if they want to build some momentum heading into the final weekend and the playoffs.
We've had some sprouts in the past couple weeks where we've been struggling a little bit, and to be honest, it's better to go through that now than in playoffs, like we've kind of emphasized. If we can kind of get in the flow of things and play our game the right way these next 4, just to get some momentum going in the playoffs, it's going to be huge.
You know, it hasn't been terrible in every aspect, but it hasn't been good enough, and we're playing good teams every night. Our league is so good that if you're off in one aspect of the game, you're going to lose. We didn't get taught that lesson necessarily the first half of the season, and now we're learning that lesson, and we have to learn how to be good and detailed in everything we do.
All right, let's stay on the ice now. After quarterfinals on Tuesday for Class B North boys hockey, the high school hockey ranks, those semifinal matchups are now set, but there has been a location change. Rather than both semifinal games being played in Presque Isle, those games will now be at Jack Kelly Rink at Colby College in Waterville. We'll start at 5:30 p.m. with Camden Hills taking on Old Town Orono, and then right after that at 7:30, it's Coney, Monmouth, Erskine, Mount Blue, Richmond playing Hamden Academy. All right, let's go back to the basketball court now. Maine men's and women's basketball, both with just a few games left in the regular season, both in action Thursday against Binghamton. We're going to start with the men here who are on the road in New York looking for their 3rd win in a row. We're going to start with the woman here, actually, I guess. Third quarter, Binghamton's Denai Bowman rips the rock from Olivia Rockwood, tosses it down to Megan Casey, who lays it in to cut the lead to 2. Next possession, Maine's Ann Simon, the inbound to Caroline Borneman, gives it right back to Ann. She nails the 3 from the corner. Fourth quarter, Binghamton's Bella Pucci kicks it to Ella Wanzer on the left wing. She connects with her 3-pointer, but the Black Bears were just too much. Here is Adriana Smith with the overhead pass to Rockwood on the wing, 3 of her own. Count it. Maine goes on to win 57-51.
I know it wasn't the prettiest game probably to watch, but really proud of our team and how they fought. I thought defensively for the first 3 quarters we were really, really good. Just really happy and proud of our team.
Let's go to the men now. They are on the road in New York looking for their 3rd win in a row, but they've got to get past the Bearcats here. We're going to pick this up in the second half. Bearcats lead by 5. Black Bears want it back. Jashante Wright-McLeish brings Maine all the way back, hits a tray, and he's headed to the line for one more. The run would continue. Peter Filipovich, a give and go from Jaden Clayton. Bears climb back in this and now lead by 4. Here's BU's Armin Harid, looks to end the drought himself, fakes, turns, uses the bank for a mid-range 2. Nice post move right there. Overtime now, Talentine's with it, runs a nice pick and pop with Christian Fierbergs. You can count the 3. Black Bears would hit 2 straight and lead by 2. Tie game now, Taimu Shinery misses the mid-range, but Nahimia Benson gets the board and connects to take the lead. Maine falls to Binghamton in overtime, 76-74. All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Congratulations to Hamden for making it to this year's big game from Healing Hands Massage in Hamden. And Leo & Sons Auto Repair, a family-owned business providing fast and dependable auto repair services.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
CEM DP Porter Contractors have been in business for more than 40 years. We have recently added an electrical division to further be of service to our loyal customers. CEM specializes in design build for commercial and residential projects. Whether you need help with older construction, new build-outs, or electrical services, CEM has you covered. CEM is currently hiring for all positions. We offer competitive pay as well as great benefits. To inquire about employment or construction, please reach out to 848-7486 or visit CEMMaine.com.
Maine Commercial Solar offers a variety of services including solar system design, sales, maintenance, and installation. Maine Commercial Solar can help you with existing or new systems. We offer packages for installation by others, or we can help you build your own solar array, smaller residential or anything in between. Maine Commercial Solar is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions. We offer competitive pay, a 3% IRA match, vacation, holiday time, and a family-oriented environment. If interested, please call Jason at 848-7486.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Congratulations, Dexter Tigers, on a great season from all of your friends at Rowell's Garage, Dover Foxcroft. And McCusa Petroleum wishes good luck to the Dexter girls basketball team in the state tournament.
Critics are calling TV's #1 new comedy funny and naughty and delightfully twisted.
What is it with all the yelling? You woke me up and I was underneath a mountain of bodies.
Crapapple is all new Sundays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
John Hamm stars as Detective Marvin Flute in Grim Bite. Big Bite. Grimsburg. All new Sundays on Fox.
Two-hit series add more star power, a first look at a 90s remake, and more. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with all of the latest in the Hollywood nation.
A 90s classic gets a remake, Skarsgård transforms, and Levy joins a murder mystery in the Hollywood nation.
Well, you know, who are we without a homicide?
Only Murders in the Building has recruited another A-list star. Eugene Levy will play a recurring role in season 4 of Hulu's murder mystery comedy. The Schitt's Creek star is among the new star-studded lineup for the upcoming season, which includes Eva Longoria and Molly Shannon. They will play alongside returning cast member Meryl Streep and series regulars Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez.
There she is, Deborah Vance.
HBO has also added new famous faces to season 3 of Hacks. Helen Hunt, Christina Hendricks, and Christopher Lloyd are among 6 actors guest starring on the Emmy-winning series. The show returns this spring. Bill Skarsgård is a tattooed Avenger in today's first looks. Lionsgate released 3 images of The Crow remake, featuring Skarsgård as Eric Draven, alongside FKA Twigs as his fiancée Shelley Webster. The film flies into theaters June 7th. And the BET Plus original Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead is a reboot of the 1991 film of the same name. The teaser trailer stars Simone Joy-Jones in the role previously played by Christina Applegate. The cast includes Nicole Richie and June Squibb. The film opens in theaters April 12th.
I'm Ms. Durak, the babysitter.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
A Maine adventure is coming to the Queen City. Rennie's is opening a new location in Bangor, and they're looking for adventurers to join their team. Today, the company hosted a hiring event at its new location, 46 Springer Drive in Bangor. That's the site of the former Christmas tree shop. Members of the Rennie family had the opportunity to conduct on-site interviews with potential employees during the event. They're looking to hire around 50 people to help run the store.
We work with our customers. We're out here on the floor. We do the freight during the day. We don't do overnight crews or anything like that. This is all when we're open, and we're looking for people to join us, full-time, part-time, whatever they want to do.
Rennie's new Bangor location is scheduled to open to the public on April 4th.
An abandoned gravel pit in Hamden has been transformed into a new community solar farm. Revision Energy held a groundbreaking today to mark the opening of the facility called Wish Camper Hamden. The solar farm has more than 14,000 panels.
This is good news for us Mainers because every year our state exports $4 billion from the local economy to import finite, polluting fossil fuels from away. Every time we build a clean energy project like this behind me, we keep our energy dollars right here at home in the local economy.
There are several institutions benefiting from the energy the facility creates, including the Deer Isle Stonington School District, Mount Desert Island Hospital in Bar Harbor, the Bangor Water District, and the town of Blue Hill.
Wow, so
that's a lot of benefit right here at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good to see that.
It's amazing.
Alrighty, well, that is going to do it for us, folks. From everyone here at Fox 22 News, take care and have a wonderful night.
Good night, everyone.